Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Good Friday to you. And it is for those of us who celebrate the Christian tradition, and we are in the week just between the Palm Sunday celebration and Easter Sunday. It is a very special and in many cases very sacred day. This is the day that we commemorate the Friday that Jesus was crucified, which of course we believe led to his resurrection 3 days later on Easter Sunday, Resurrection Sunday. A number of years ago, when I was working in Europe on international radio, a good friend of mine who was a producer for Radio Netherlands in Holland knew about me and about some of my work and asked me to come over, and I did a guest program, and they asked me the question, why do they call it good? Doesn't seem like too much good stuff happened on that day. So why do they do that? Well, I came up with, I think I had a good answer, at least they felt so, and maybe you have that same question. Why do they call it Good Friday? Maybe you need to do a little work on that, if that kind of spikes or piques your curiosity. Yesterday was April 1st, April Fool's Day, and that's kind of an appropriate day in this sense. On April Fool's Day, I was bombarded, and there were all kinds of fake things out there. And as one friend pointed out to me, actually April Fool's Day was to try and remind us, at least once a year, that a lot of the stuff that we take for granted may be foolish. It's not real. It's a truly fake news. It's fake events. And maybe we need at least one day of the year to remind ourselves that, as we have said on this program, we have to discover what is real and what is not. And that's a lot of what this commemoration of Power Week is all about right now, figuring out what is real and what is fake and what is not. That's one of the missions we're going to have in life in these post-COVID worlds, particularly in all of the silliness and superstition that's in the social media today. Then it was interesting that today, on Friday, I got this, the power of power consciousness. And we've been talking about this being the Power Week. And what the gentleman goes on to say in his article is that we need to help ourselves and help other people understand what is the deal with power and how can we use it constructively and how is it used on us and how can we hopefully ethically and rightly and correctly use power in the right way, because it's a major factor in life. And of course we now know that this Friday is when all of the great powers, the power of Jesus and his mission, the power of Rome and Pilate and their mission, the desire of the religious establishment to preserve their status quo power, the situation with Judas and what he was up to, and all of it came together from Thursday night, Monday, Thursday, to this day on Friday. Yeah, now what do we do with it? Well, I'm simply going to go to one of the major characters for our thoughts for today, because I think it's vital. And for many years, I've obviously transfixed some people by saying that on this Good Friday, Pontius Pilate asked one of the most important questions in the world. And he made one of the most important statements in the world. Let me just simply follow up on that. In turning to Jesus, Pilate was frustrated. He had nothing to fear from this man, in all of the usual sense, but you can tell he's afraid of him. He can't understand him. Why won't he answer? Don't you know that I can save your life? Don't you know I have the power? Are you the Son of God? Are you what they say you are? And almost in a chipper way, he turns to Pilate and says, you said it. You said it. Obviously, Jesus stands in front of the Roman governor and he's not afraid of whatever power he has. And he just answers when he wants and doesn't answer when he doesn't want to. And it goes on. And the conversation talks about truth. That's what I'm about. And then Pilate makes the statement, what is truth? I've got my truth, the Roman truth. You've got your truth. These Jewish people have their truth. What is truth? And that's the question that each and every one of us have to answer. I've oftentimes said that one of the best questions you can use when you are interviewing a potential employee is not the usual stuff. You ought to ask them, what do you believe is true about life and business? What do you believe is true? I guarantee you most of them will not know how to answer, and that tells you something. What is true? What do you believe? You're not asking them to reveal any particular, it's not a question about what religion they are or anything like that. It's just simply a statement. What do you believe is true? What is right? What is truth? And each and every one of us in this mixed up, messed up world are going to have to answer that question. And we're going to have to answer it daily. So thank you, Pontius Pilate. I don't know whatever happened to you. The stories about what was the ultimate fate of Pontius Pilate are many and varied and difficult to sort out. Obviously, there's a legend that he committed suicide. And all of that feeds into the mystery. And of course, that's what Jesus was all about. As someone has pointed out, Jesus is creating the great mystery in which he is the answer. And then Pontius Pilate said, behold the man. Behold the man. What is truth? And then the man. He understood something. The man before him was more than just a man. He was the man. Now, I'm simply going to ask you this question. Everyone has to, whether they know it or not, deal with the man. And we're also going to have to figure out, as the character of Mary Magdalene did in the Jesus Christ Superstar play of many, many, many years ago. It's hard to believe how long ago it was now, almost 50 years. She said, I don't know how to love him. And that's a vital thing. What is truth? Behold the man. I have to make a decision about this man. And if I decide to follow him and do what he suggests and recommends and asks that I do, he doesn't command. How do I love him? I don't know how to love him. Right now, I'm dealing with that issue. How can I show my love to Jesus? How can I be more and more a man who lives out the truth and figures it out and shares it with other people in the right way? And how do I deal with the issue of I've got to have some power in my life to make some things happen, but how do I use the power that I seek and the power that I have and perhaps the power that I want? You see, Jesus didn't just come to save us from our sins by dying on the cross. He came to teach us how to live and to be fully alive and how to do it forever. And that's a part of what came to a head and a place for us to learn and begin on Friday, which will lead to something incredibly wonderful and good on Sunday. And perhaps all of that is why they call it Good Friday, because it's good for us to be aware of what we need to know and what we need to do while we're living on the edge. Jesus came to give you peace. And that's what we all really want. And so today, on this Good Friday, where we commemorate something tragic, we think, and something terrible, and obviously all of the worst that the world can dish out and do. In the midst of that, Jesus, as he will say when he comes back to his followers, peace be with you. Wouldn't it be nice to have peace? All the best and blessings, and of course, may peace be yours.